Good Friday, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Glenn. I'm one of the senior portfolio managers. Welcome to the first episode of Meet the Pros. We're here at Kanishka restaurants, where we're going to be talking about whiskies with some experts in the industry. So come on, Kyle, follow me. How are you, Nick?
Very well, yourself. Great to meet you.
Good. Well, we're here with Nick Smith. He's our head bar manager here at Kanishka. He's going to give us his expertise on the whiskey drinks here. But firstly, Nick, how did you get into the profession?
So I've been in the industry about 15 years. It all started off at school, studying food, but my teacher encouraged me to go to university. Had some really great lecturers there, studied more on the culinary arts side, so good wine tastings, cognac tastings. So my love for the drinks started from there. When I left there, I went back to a small hotel and I worked the bar there, looking after the beers, the whiskies and the cocktails there, which was a great little experience. And then yeah, it's just flourished ever since there, concentrated in bars in the last 8 years. So yeah, just been running bars for a period of time now.
Okay, well let's get you behind the bar first of all, Nick.
Sounds good.
What we're going to do now is just speak about a few hot topics that people really want to know when it comes to whiskey and making the drinks. So let's do that. How many whiskies does Kanishka actually carry, Nick?
So we've actually got over 50 here, so ranging from Lowland, Highland, Speyside, blended, rest of the world. We've got a couple of Japanese ones and just a little bit from Ireland and the USA.
And tell us a bit about the collection you have here.
So when I was building the collection here, I wanted to have something that complemented the food. So we've got a lot of finished casks as well. So we've got a Barolo, we've got a port ones, we've got sherry ones, we've even got a few more red wine ones. It's really interesting the way that they play with the food, and also you've got the smokier ones which then lend themselves to the tandoor cooking. You've also got some of the sweeter, softer style ones, something like the Dalwhinnie 15, which goes really well with seafood as well, with that little smokiness with the tandoor as well. It's really amazing.
We've got a bit of a civil war going on with whiskey enthusiasts at the moment. It's very peaty versus non-peaty. Well, where do you fall? What's your palate?
I'm the man in the middle going, please don't fight. Literally, I don't think anyone's wrong. I think it's personal taste, personal palate. It's whatever you enjoy drinking. At the end of the day, you're the one who wants to sit there and enjoy a nice glass of whiskey at the end of the day. You choose what you want to drink. If you want to put a couple of cubes of ice, that's your prerogative, that's your choice. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. It's all about everyone's palate's different. I'm happy to serve either one. I personally don't like the big heavy peaty ones. I find them just a bit too strong on my palate. I like to really enjoy the flavours that come through from the wood and from the water and the minerality from the stones that the water runs through. So I think it varies. I think there's no right or wrong answer with that one.
What are your preferences? Talk to us about that.
So one of my personal preferences is the Aberfeldy 16.
Okay.
It's probably a great way. Aberfeldy is a great way to start off into the whiskey world. It's a little bit softer. Great way. It's got a little bit of cereal notes in there, a little bit of sweetness as well.
Yes, definitely.
But then again, you've got some really interesting things on there on our list as well, which is similar to the Edredale 16. So again, another 16-year-old whiskey, but this one's had a Barolo finish. So you're going to get a little bit more red notes in there as well. So it's something that will go well with our red meats, something like the lamb or something like that.
Yeah, you can definitely taste the finish and the difference.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
But I prefer the softer one.
So this is what's great about speaking to people when they come in, understanding the whiskey and understanding what people want to drink. I've done it with customers before where they've said to me, give me 4 different whiskies because I want to try them. I said, fine, not a problem. So we give them 4 different regions and they tasted them and actually wanted to know where they come from. So something like Indian whiskey, where they actually mature quicker. So maturation in India is only 4 years. But it tastes like a 16-year-old because the humidity in India, it makes them mature quicker.
Yes.
So it's really interesting then to get them to try these different whiskies.
What's the most expensive one you have on here?
So that would be our beloved Balvenie 30.
Wow, okay.
So that's currently going for £300 for a double shot.
Wow.
So yeah, I wanted a statement piece when we built the menu, something to really say that we were high-end and luxury. So for me, Balvenie has got a really good status. I really love what they do as well. All their finishes are brilliant. They've got a rum finish, a port finish. But yeah, the 30-year-old is our baby.
Wow, at 47% alcohol level, that double shot must taste strong. Is that?
It's a little bit strong.
Is that purchased quite often?
No, it's not. It's purchased whenever anyone wants to go and try something like that. We also offer the half measure as well, so if they do want to try it at half the price, then they can do. It's just, I think it's just that statement piece on most menus, but that's our one.
Very nice. Well, let's get you involved a little bit more. Let's say I'm someone who's never had Scotch before. I'm not an enthusiast at all, but I would like a cocktail. What would you recommend?
I would probably go for a highball, purely and simply because you get that, you take away some of the alcohol notes of the mixer. But it's also, I think at the moment, long drinks are coming back into trend, so I think it's a good way to start off. So for this cocktail, we're going to use Johnny Walker Black. I like to use Johnny Walker Black because it's got a slight smokiness, but any blended whiskey you have at home that you enjoy will work perfectly in this. So we add a 15ml measure into our jigger, and then into the shaker. And then we're going to use 20ml of freshly squeezed lime juice. And then we've got a product which I found recently, which is a Bristol syrup golden falernum, which is a spice syrup. So we're going to use 20ml of that, 15ml of that into there. And then we're going to use 2 drops or 2 dashes of the Fee lemon bitters. And then we're going to use 2 dashes of the whiskey bitters from Fee Brothers as well. Okay, so this is where you get the balance in the drink. Okay. Add ice, touch of sugar just to balance it. And then lid on, and then a good hard shake. You don't want to shake this for too long. You just want to basically bring everything together, but not add too much dilution to the whiskey, because you want the ginger ale to do the whiskey for you. So always double strain a shaken cocktail. This will remove a lot of the ice crystals. Then we top up with ice. And then we top up with some ginger ale. I always like to use a good quality ginger ale for this. If you want it with a little bit more heat, I'd use a ginger beer as well, would work really well for this as well. And then just a simple lemon peel over the top, just to get those oils. And then simply serve with a straw.
I mean, on a Good Friday with the sun out, it's a fantastic and enjoyable drink. The Johnny Walker is nice. It's solid for this cocktail. The bitterness is actually much more enjoyable than I thought it would be, and you can really taste the syrup. It gives it a nice overall balance to it. And I think if you're new to trying whiskey and you don't want that fight with the back of the throat and the strong single malt, something like this is an amazing starter. What is it we call this, Nick?
It's a whiskey highball. Whiskey
highball. Yeah. If you're ever at Kanishka and you're new to whiskey, I would highly recommend the whiskey highball.
And then you can adjust it to any time of year. So if you want something a little bit lighter for the summer, crush some raspberries in the bottom of that. If you want something for the winter, you can crush up a little bit more ginger into it and then just straight that through as well. That'll add some really nice heat to it. But yeah, you can, any fruit in there that will work well with whiskies as well. So things like apples would work well in there, an apple liqueur. So yeah, you can then start with this and then twist it to your own flavours.
You can taste the alcohol, but you don't really feel the harsh kick of it. It's a smooth drink to enjoy. And I think on Good Friday with the sun out as it is right now, in the heart of London in the West End, it's the perfect drink just to walk around the streets with. Hopefully there's no one around to stop us.
Is the kick something you look for in a drink?
No, I prefer it smooth. I feel like you enjoy it better.
Yeah.
Right, because I feel when you have that strong kick, you have the nice taste and it feels like you're fighting with your senses, and then you enjoy it again. Exactly. I like to be very mellowed out, enjoy the drink, and drink it in calmness.
But I think it's exactly what you just said. I think it's about appreciating the whiskey in there. You've got the notes of the whiskey coming through. There's that little bit of smokiness that you get with Johnny Walker Black. You get that little bit of cereal notes coming through as well. but it's also, like you say, making sure people don't get that raw alcohol note at the back of the throat. For me, a cocktail should be a pleasant experience. You don't want to have that burning sensation on the back of your throat. It's got to be well balanced. The sweetness, the acidity, and everything like that. It's got to be balanced.
Well, that'll be all on this week's episode of Meet the Pros. Just want to say thank you to Kanishka, and a massive thank you for Nick for imparting his wisdom and knowledge, and more importantly, a great insight into how to get involved in being somewhat of a whiskey connoisseur. So thank you for that, Nick. First of all, I'm going to down this, and I'm going to go and enjoy this sun on a Good Friday, because in the UK this type of sun is very valuable. So have a good Friday, and catch you guys on the next episode of Meet the Pros.